Presidential Medal of Freedom, our nation's highest civilian honor. You may have a bestseller, Mr. Gaetz. He's got the Medal of Freedom. I don't know. I think he did better, but I appreciate both.
His is well-deserved.
Thank you.
Let's look at this from a legal standpoint. Jim Jordan, I'll start with you. If you're going to silence some voices and not others, is it an in-kind donation if you are inhibiting legitimate content in the lead up to an election? Because I got to believe that's a lot of money that you're basically contributing to one candidate.
Sean, you would think it would be. In fact, the first person to raise that argument was Matt Gaetz 2 years ago when Mark Meadows, Devin Nunes, and Matt and I got shadow banned. So I think it's a very strong argument. Matt raised that a couple years ago. Here's what I think is going on, Sean. We've talked about for the whole 3 years of the Russian investigation, we said, you know, if they can do it to a president, imagine what they can do to you and I. Well, now it's transformed into if they can cancel a president with the second impeachment and what they've done to the president with the social media platforms, if they can cancel a president, imagine what they can do to the 75 million people who supported President Trump in this election. That's what's so dangerous. So, yeah, there's the in-kind concern, the political concern, but I'm more concerned just about the First Amendment, which you highlighted and been talking about. That's what really scares me.
You know, for those like yourself, Matt, that talked about an audit or raised issues specifically about legal issues, the constitutional issues, consent agreements, the attempt to silence voices are real. Now they're even talking about, you know, censure. And I see your name has come up. I'm not sure exactly what it is about. Can you tell us?
I think the Democrats have been wanting to censure me since about my first day here, Sean. But, you know, we heard from these Silicon Valley companies.
I have to agree with that. That's probably true, right, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier for me to count the days when the Democrats don't want to censure me than the days otherwise.
That's
but,
true.
You know, we heard from these Silicon Valley companies that they were going to do good and make the world a better place. The reality is that deep inside the chest cavity of every digital woke-topian beats the heart of an online tyrant. You know, these people want to be able to control what we see and how we behave, and to constrain speech in this way, I think is very damaging to the country. This impeachment that we're dealing with this week is not a thoughtful exercise. It's not to protect democracy. It is impeachment by reflex, because the Democrats have figured out that they actually have no message to the country except that they don't like President Trump. Well, Jim Jordan and I are here at the Capitol. We are going to fight hard for this president like he has fought so hard for the American people, and one of the greatest presidencies we'll ever encounter.
Last
Sean,
word,
this impeachment's nothing new. Remember, on January 20th, 2017, 19 minutes into the Trump administration, the Washington Post headline was, "Impeachment now begins." That happened 19 minutes into it. They have never stopped. We need to make the argument for why it's so wrong and not going to unify our country.
All right, we're going to watch all of this carefully. Thank you both for being with us. We appreciate it.
This is Congressman Matt Gaetz. If you like that video, make sure you like